Hello, everyone. This is Alex Sanders, and this is the Press and Age podcast. And I'm here with Mr. Antoine. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man? How are you? I'm doing great, man. Good to see you.
Hey, man, thank you for coming. And thank you for doing it this way. Usually we have people come in the lounge, but you're not in Nashville, right? So you being able to take the time out and actually get on this Zoom call, Teams call, means a lot to us. So I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you having me, man. Nashville is one of my favorite places, man. So
Uh-huh.
unfortunately, I'm not in the market right now. Chilling in paradise periodically, but looking forward to getting the market, man, and having a good time with you guys.
Okay, cool, cool. So I guess tell everyone where you're from, who you are, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So my name is Antoine Dunn. I'm a recording artist, music producer, and songwriter. And multi-instrumentalist. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio. Um, I'm actually from an east side suburb of Cleveland. It's actually called Cleveland Heights. So it's kind of like the nearest east side suburb to Cleveland proper. So that's kind of where I grew up and got some of my early experiences in music and artistry and stuff.
And so are you in Cleveland now, or where do you spend most of your time?
Oh wow, that's a great question. Um, So I actually spent most of my time in Los Angeles and the
Okay.
Dominican Republic.
Okay.
Um, and so right now I'm in the Dominican Republic, actually.
Okay. Cool. Cool. I'll be there next week. So I love it out there. I love it out there. So
Nice.
so does the Dominican Republic does that influence your music at all, or what's your influence? How would you describe it?
Man, absolutely, man. I feel like it's hard to create music without having lived life first. Um,
Mhm.
and I mean, I just think that that's just part of my like artistic philosophy with any type of art medium. Like a lot of times your work is going to be influenced by your life. So,
Mhm.
where you live, how you live, who you kicking it with, who you dating, all those
Yeah.
things kind of play a role into your experience with your art. So, um, when I first came here, my focus was like cigars and like wanting to get into cigar business. However, um, the culture is so rich. I
Yeah.
mean, you step outside, you're gonna hear some merengue, some bachata, and it's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Um, oh God, what is that word, bro? Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can't avoid it. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna affect you. It's gonna affect your process, and I got one of my first songs in Spanish in a dream, believe it or not.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely influenced my process.
And are you a native Spanish speaker, or is that something you picked up?
Oh no, I'm just kind of getting there, bro. I'm not even
Okay.
gonna. I can't lie,
Uh,
But it's kind of getting there. I've been here, just in the market for almost a year and a half now. So, um, just learning on the fly,
okay.
uh, which I could be a lot better, believe it or not. But
It's
I
a
know how to write a
process, man.
song, so
Yeah.
yeah, it is. Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell me more about your story. You say you're from Cleveland, Cleveland Heights. How did you get started in music?
So my start in music actually started in middle school. So I had a middle school teacher who just so happened to be the musician who had played at my parents' wedding, and he was a friend of the family. And for whatever reason, he kept asking me to audition for this choir. So
Okay.
I went to school. It was called Wiley Middle School, but we had like this advanced choir. It was a show choir with travel and singing and all this stuff. And I didn't even know I could sing. I mean, I used to like hum. The best I knew like that I could sing, it was like I was a big Boys to Men fan. And
Hmm.
so, and this one we had cassette tapes. You know,
Yeah.
you had to like put the cassette tape in, and it still had all the credits in there and all of that. But I used to put in a cassette tape, and I would like hum along, and I would be doing all the things that the singer was doing, but I would never actually like verbalize it. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until like I was asked to audition for that choir that I found out I could actually sing like out loud. I always knew I could hum, and I knew I could sing in my head, but I never knew until then that I could sing out loud. So
Mhm.
from there, I ended up, you know, traveling. I went to New York, went to the Apollo, won a couple national soloist competitions, and so that was kind of how it started for me. And then
Yeah.
shortly thereafter, I began teaching myself how to play the piano.
Yeah. Okay. And what was the moment you knew that music was more than just a hobby?
Oh man, I think man, that's a great question, bro. Oh my goodness. Um, you know, when you're creating music, there's this immediate gratification. You know, I think like once I knew how to play the piano enough for the piano to actually sound good,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think that was the moment when I knew, because when I was writing my first songs, you know, sometimes like what you're doing on the piano is gonna influence the next vocal line,
Yeah.
or the next top line melody, or vice versa. But it's this process that's happening in real time, and it's like
Hmm.
immediately gratifying. So
Yeah.
it's like whatever you feel in that moment, if it influences whatever chords that you put down, like that's just what happens. And so I think that was the moment that I knew.
And what has been the hardest part of that journey, of pursuing music?
Man, I would say art and business are not necessarily a happy
Okay.
marriage.
No, it's difficult. It's difficult.
So I'm just, I'm gonna leave that right there. But to cite a specific example, like let's just say
Uh-huh.
if your work is inspired by your life,
Yeah.
like nobody wants to. Let's say you write a song when you're 12 years old, and that song becomes a hit record, and
Yeah.
then you're 40, and like you know, you're 40, and people want you to still sing a song that you wrote when you were 12 years old.
Yeah.
And like I mean that's the song that introduced them to you, and they have every right because you're a brand. But at the same time, I think sometimes as artists it's hard for you to grow publicly, and for your audience base to grow with you, because they're in love
Yeah.
with a version of you that you
It's not even there
introduced them to.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not even that person anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a hard part. And then also like when you start tailoring your creative process to fit like a marketing agenda or a
Mhm.
promotional agenda, um sometimes it undermines the spirit of the music, because you're not even thinking about that. And then
Yeah.
before you know it, you're like, yeah man, we need 3 ballads, we need 4 mid-tempos, we need 4 up-tempos, and then we need 2
Uh-huh.
collabs on the album. Whereas if you were to just go in a room and write what you feel, you might have a whole album full of mid tempos, or you might have a
Yeah.
whole album full of ballads, because that might be where you are.
And then speaking of writing music, is there a song your favorite song that you have written? Um, and if you could tell me why it's your favorite song, that'd be great. Is it something that just pops out to you?
Um,
What's
there's
your
a song
favorite
called
child,
"I
right?
Am."
Okay.
I mean, I've written, bro. I've Oh God, I don't know if you heard that. You didn't?
No, no, I didn't.
See, man, my facial expression gave it away. But anyway,
Uh,
it was somebody blowing their horn crazy. But anyway, there's a song called "I Am" that I wrote on my freshman
okay.
album, and the reason why the song stands out is because it took me 4 years to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was going through this real difficult season. It was before I moved to Thailand, I
Okay.
only had like 2 lines for like 4 years,
Uh-huh.
you know. So opening out the song is like, a stolen car and a broken heart is all I have to show for this part my life. So, and that's all I had
Okay.
for like
Uh-huh.
4 years, bro. And so I always was like, man, I never wanted to rush art. Like I felt like if you're
Yeah.
inspired to write a song and you hit a wall, I mean, sometimes like, yeah, just walk away from it. Sometimes you could power through and be like, okay, I got out of that and I'm back in a point where
Mm-hmm.
I'm moving and I'm writing. But um, so anyway, yeah, man, I ended up, losing my mom and all this stuff happened. But anyway, I found the lyrics through my life experience. And so, that's one of my favorite songs, bro, honestly.
And do you have like a special songwriting process that you use? Can you walk us through that? Your mind?
Oh man. So I would say I have two different processes. So, well, three. One process is I don't do anything. I'm asleep and I get a dream, and the whole song is in the dream playing,
Mm-hmm.
and like that's it. And then all I gotta do is make sure I wake up and put it down
Yeah.
on a voice recorder or whatever. And then so that's one process, which I can't really take credit for that. I feel like that's God or the universe kind of working through
Mhm.
me. The other process is like if I sit at the piano or keyboard and I just hear a chord structure, and I
Mhm.
just start with a chord structure, and normally like sometimes a melody will be like in my right hand, um, and then from there the lyrics will come and they'll develop and things like that. Um, the third is I might be going through something, or I may have had a conversation with somebody, and something that they said or I said in that
Mhm.
conversation, I was just like, yo, that need to be in a song. So I literally start from that phrase or that word, and I ascribe a melody to that, and then
Mhm.
from there I do the chord structure after that. So those are kind of like three different ways I work.
Nice, nice. And I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Have you spent a lot of time in Nashville?
So I haven't spent a lot of time in Nashville.
Mhm.
However, one of my dear friends is building a studio there, and one of my colleagues who worked on my sophomore album, he actually moved there from New York, and he built a
Okay.
studio there as well. So, and a bunch of my friends from LA are like all like moving to Nashville and other places, just trying to get out of LA.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, why do you ask?
No, I asked just because I'm trying to figure out. Usually, we have a lot of local artists here, right? And I was just trying to figure out, okay, what brought him to Nashville or to Preston Age and us being in Nashville, you being in DR or LA or Thailand. Just trying to figure out what how they came about.
I think what I fell in love with when I saw your socials
Hmm.
is just the concept of vinyl music, the Leaf,
Okay.
Fellowship, and then I started like seeing some of the pictures that you guys had of like how the space is decorated and the
Uh-huh.
ambiance, and I was just like, yeah, that's nice, bro.
I
That's
appreciate
nice.
that.
So it started with just like you know cigar cigar bars are evolving, and
Yes.
they're becoming these spaces that are not like places where just like old rich people hang out and talk
Yeah.
about business deals. There are all
Hmm.
these additional offerings that are coming into play, and but it's very tricky to do it well. I mean, because if you're not careful, you end up with like a club that ends up having
Yeah.
cigars.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's, and so, you know, when I see like the way that you guys are doing it, you know, it's working. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And so that was the allure. And then when I saw you guys were having the Monday series, I was just, you know, it's definitely just something that like I want to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. So you coming down here August 3rd is the date for our press play Monday. What kind of songs are you bringing? Are you bringing songs off your album? Are you bringing new stuff? What can we expect?
And these are great questions, bro.
You don't even
So
know yet. You just gonna come out here.
yeah, you got all the questions, bro. So
uh,
obviously, man, obviously you're gonna do, you know, I have my what I would consider Antoine Dunn standards.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the hits, and then you have you know, songs that just work well with introducing, you know, an audience to who you are.
Mhm.
And giving them the full scope of kind of like what your capabilities are, when it comes to the realm of your artistry, and like how
Yeah.
vast is that, you know, how, you know, what is the range of you as an artist, not necessarily vocally, but like from a songwriting, composition, and even from a feel, and genre standpoint. You know, how many genres does your artistry kind of weave itself in and out of? You know, what truly makes you the DNA of who you are as an artist. So yeah, so there will be some unreleased stuff. There'll be
Okay.
some songs that have been released. Um yeah, it's just gonna be a nice time, man. It's gonna be a nice time.
Yeah, I'm actually real excited about it. And for everybody who doesn't know, he's going to be performing here at Preston Age on August 3rd. So come out and check him out for some good, some old stuff, some new stuff. Maybe hit him off the
Right,
dome a little
right.
bit. The thing that I like about our atmosphere is it's not a concert, right? So it kind of reminds you of a time where like people have Apple release parties and they could sing song or play song and hear some feedback from the audience. People asking questions, where you from, and things like that, and you're able to tell them how you came up with everything. So I'm really excited for not only myself, but for people in the audience to the lounge to actually learn more about you as a person, as a musician, and your full thought process. So August 3rd, man, when you catching your flight?
Man, listen, so I'm gonna be in Cincinnati on the 1st.
Okay.
So, you know, I'll probably be getting into the market either the day before or early that morning.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to come to the lounge, maybe even the day before, man.
Come
Have a
hang out,
stick,
man.
bro.
Come chill with
Uh,
us.
I'm telling you, man, I'm really looking forward to getting in the market, man.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, it was a pleasure. Keep it short. It was a pleasure to meet you. Enjoy the DR. I'll be out there soon. Let's get some good music coming on August 3rd. And
Absolutely.
looking forward to it, brother.
Looking forward to it too, Alice, man. Thank you so much, man. Looking forward to it,
No,
dog.
no problem, brother. See you soon.
All right, man. All right, man. Peace.